First priest, present thy registry.
Officer Kananya, Ban Yahawada, Ban Yashala.
Kananya, Ban Yahawada, Ban Yashala.
Yahawba Shem Yashab Rakatham.
Yabashim Yashabata.
Next time, this half. This half.
Yabashim Yashabata.
Yahawba Shem Yashab Rakatham. La Yashala.
Magum, which means stand. Upon Yakudam, turn to face the east. See the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. You can find it in Matthew chapter 6, verses 9 through 13. Abanawa.
Abanawa.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Kodash.
Kodash.
Hayah.
Hayah.
Shamka.
Shamka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Malakwavka.
Malakwavka.
Taba'ah.
Taba'ah.
Ratazaka.
Ratazaka.
Hayah.
Hayah.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Ba'arataza.
Ba'arataza.
Kawa.
Kawa.
Hayah.
Hayah.
Bashemayim.
Bashemayim.
Nathanaw.
Nathanaw.
Lakam.
Kam.
Call.
Call.
Yawam.
Yawam.
Wasalakanaw.
Wasalakanaw.
Kabawath now.
Kabawath now.
Kasalak now.
Kasalak now.
Kabawath you now.
Kabawath you now.
Wala'ah.
Wala'ah.
Tabiya now.
Tabiya now.
Banasai one.
Banasai one.
Abal.
Abal.
Hawashah now.
Hawashah now.
Mayan.
Mayan.
Rai.
Rai.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Laka.
Laka.
Amalakwa.
Amalakwa.
Waha'ala.
Waha'ala.
Wahata para.
Waha'ala.
La'awalami.
La'awalami.
Aman.
Aman.
In English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
Hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done.
Thy will be done.
In earth, as it is in heaven.
As it is in heaven.
Give us this day our daily bread.
Give us this day our daily bread.
And forgive us our debts.
And forgive us our debts.
As we forgive our debtors.
As we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not into temptation.
And lead us not into temptation.
But deliver us from evil.
But deliver us from
For
evil.
thine is the kingdom.
For thine is the kingdom.
And the power.
And the power.
And the glory.
And the glory.
Forever.
Forever.
So be it.
So be it.
Prayer for the power structure in Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh wa Yahweh Shai.
Barakatah Yahweh Yahweh Shai.
Wa Mayaka Allah.
Wa Mayaka.
Wa Alahayim.
Wa Alahayim.
Wa Tazab Ya'ah.
Wa Tazab Ya'ah.
Alawap Yahana.
Yahweh Yahana.
Ha'alawapyim.
Alawapyim.
Ha'saranyim.
Ha'saranyim.
Ha'kwatazayanyam.
Ha'kwatazayanyam.
Hakaya Yodyum.
Ha'kwatazayanyam.
Wa Ha'kwathim.
Ha'kwathim.
Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai.
The water among.
The water among.
In English. Bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh.
And Yahweh Shai.
And Yahweh Shai.
And Michael.
And Michael.
And the angels.
And the angels.
Commanding General Yahan.
Commanding General Yahan.
The generals.
The generals.
The captain.
The captain.
The officers.
The officers.
The troopers.
The troopers.
And the sisters.
And the sisters.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
Thank you, so be it.
Thank you, so be it.
Pray to bless Israel in the evening. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua.
Yahweh Hashem Yahushua.
Barak Lanaw.
Barak Lanaw.
Waya Shalom.
Waya Shalom.
Wahabaya.
Wahabaya.
Sapari.
Sapari.
Ba Hashem Yahushua.
Ba Hashem Yahushua.
Tawad Aman.
Tawad Amen.
In English. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Bless us and Israel.
Bless us and Israel.
And the school.
And the school.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Thank you, so be it.
Thank you, so be it.
Pray for the Hakah, the power in Hebrew. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua.
Yahweh Hashem Yahushua.
Baba Kashah.
Baba Shah.
Nathan Lanaw.
Lanaw.
Hakah.
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 La Rapa'ah.
La Rapa'ah.
Call Makalah.
Call Mazlah.
Wakal Madawa.
Call Mazlah.
Hakah.
Hakah.
La Tahar.
La Tahar.
Hamatazarayim.
Hamatazarayim.
Hakah.
Hakah.
La Hakim.
Hakim.
Hamathim.
Hamakim.
Hakah.
Hakah.
Al Rakawah.
Al Rakwa.
Hatama'al.
Rama'al.
Garson.
Garsham.
Bashim Yahushua.
Bashim Yahushua.
Tawad Aman.
Tawad Aman.
In English. Yahweh in the name of Yahushua.
Yahweh in the name of Yahushua.
Please give us the power.
Please give us the power.
The power to heal all manner of sickness.
The power to heal all manner of sickness.
And all manner of disease.
All manner of disease.
The power to cleanse the lepers.
The power to cleanse the lepers.
The power to raise the dead.
The power to raise the dead.
The power against unclean spirits.
The power against unclean
To
spirits.
cast them out.
To cast them out.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Thank you, so be it.
Thank you, so be it.
Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah.
Asha'ah.
Ayanya.
Ayanya.
Al-Hahari.
Al-Hahari.
Ma'ayan.
Ma'ayan.
Yaba'ah.
Yaba'ah.
Azari.
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 Ma'an.
Ma'an.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Shamayam.
Shamayam.
Waratazah.
Waratazah.
Al-Yathan.
Al-Yathan.
Lamuat.
Lamuat.
Regalka.
Regalka.
Al-Yanawam.
Al-Yanawam.
Shamarka.
Shamarka.
Hannah.
Hannah.
La'ah.
La'ah.
Yanawam.
Yanawam.
Wala'ah.
Wala'ah.
Yayashan.
Yayashan.
Shawamar.
Shawamar.
Yashal.
Yashal.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Shamarka.
Shamarka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Tazolka.
Tazolka.
Al-Yad.
Al-Yad.
Yamyanka.
Yamyanka.
Yawamam.
Yawamam.
Hashemash.
Hashemash.
La'ah.
La'ah.
Yakaka.
Yakaka.
Wayarak.
Wayarak.
Balayala.
Balayala.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamarka.
Yashamarka.
Makal Rai.
Makal Rai.
Yashamar.
Yashamar.
Athnapaska.
Rashapaska.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamar.
Yashamar.
Taza'afka.
Taza'afka.
Wabawaka.
Wabawaka.
Laitha.
Laitha.
Wa'ai.
Wa'ai.
Awalam.
Awalam.
In English. I will lift up mine eyes into the hills.
I will lift up mine eyes to the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
From whence cometh my help?
My help cometh from the Lord.
My help cometh from the Lord.
Which made heaven and earth.
Which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
Behold.
Behold.
He that keepeth Israel.
He that keepeth Israel.
Shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Shall neither slumber nor sleep.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day.
The sun shall not smite thee by day.
Nor the moon by night.
Nor the moon by night.
The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil.
The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
The Lord shall preserve thy going out.
The Lord shall preserve thy going out.
And thy coming in.
And thy coming in.
From this time forth.
From this time forth.
And even forevermore.
And even forevermore.
Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Allahayim.
Allahayim.
Adam Yalaka.
Adam Yalaka.
All Dakarash.
All Dakarash.
All Dashakwat.
All Dakarash.
All.
All.
Kayahana.
Kayahana.
Awabika.
Awabika.
Yahama Yawan.
Yahama Yawan.
Ra'ash.
Ra'ash.
Al-Imaka.
Al-Imaka.
Ya'ariyamwa.
Ya'ariyamwa.
Sawada.
Sawada.
Wayatha.
Wayatha.
Ya'aitazawa.
Ya'aitazawa.
Al-Tazapawanyaka.
Al-Tazapawanyaka.
Amarwa.
Amarwa.
Lakawa.
Lakawa.
Wanakakyadan.
Wanakakyadan.
Magawi.
Magawi.
Wala'aya Zakar.
Wala'aya Zakar.
Sham Yasha'ala.
Sham Yasha'ala.
Awada.
Awada.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Nawa.
Nawa.
Aitazawa.
Aitazawa.
Laba.
Laba.
Yakadwa.
Yakadwa.
Ayaka.
Ayaka.
Barya.
Barya.
Yakarathwa.
Rashwa.
Ahalia.
Ahalia.
Adawam.
Adawam.
Waya Shamai Alayam.
Waya Shamai Alayam.
Mawa'aba.
Mawa'aba.
Wahagari.
Yahagari.
Gabal.
Gabal.
Wa'amawan.
Wa'amawan.
Wa'amalak.
Wa'amalak.
Halashak.
Halashak.
Amishabi.
Amishabi.
Tazawar.
Tazawar.
Gam Ashawar.
Gam Ashawar.
Nalawa.
Wah.
Imam,
Imam.
Hayawah,
Imam.
Zarawai,
Zarawai.
Labanya Lawat,
Labanya Lawat.
Salah,
Salah.
Aisha Laham,
Aisha Laham.
Kamadian,
Kamadian.
Kasiyah Sara'ah,
Kashar Sara'ah.
Kayabian,
Kayani.
Banakal,
Barakah.
Koyashwan,
Yashwan.
Nasamadwa,
Yashamad.
Ba'ayanda Ara,
Ra'ayani Aw.
Hayawah,
Aywa.
Daman,
Ayam.
Ladam,
Badam.
Shaitamwa,
Shaitam.
Nada,
Nada.
Ya,
Ya.
Mawa,
Wawa.
Kaira,
Kaira.
Wakiza'aba,
Wakiza'aba.
Wakizabak,
Washaba.
Wakitazal Manai,
Watazona.
Call Nasaya Kamwa,
Call Nashakam.
Ashar,
Kashar.
Amarwa,
Amara.
Nayarashat,
Marisha.
Lanawa,
Ranawa.
Ah, Na'awat,
Rashawa.
Alahayim,
Alahayim.
Alahaya,
Alahaya.
Shayathamwa,
Shaitan.
Kagalgala,
Kagalgala.
Kakwach,
Kawash.
Lapanya,
Lapanya.
Rawaka,
Raka.
Ka'ash,
Ka'ash.
Tabaira,
Tabaira.
Ya'ira,
Ya'ira.
Wakalahaba,
Wakahab.
Falahat,
Kahat.
Harayam,
Karyam.
Khan,
Khan.
Haradatma,
Kadad.
Basairika,
Kasar.
Wabasa,
Wasa.
Wapatka,
Wapatka.
Kabalaham,
Balaham.
Mala'ah,
Mala'ah.
Hanyaham,
Hanyaham.
Kwalawan,
Walawan.
Waya,
Waya.
Bakwashwa,
Wakwashwa.
Shamka,
Shamka.
Yahawa,
Yahweh.
Yabashwa,
Yabashwa.
Waya,
Waya.
Bahalwa,
Bahalwa.
Adiai,
Adiyai.
Waya,
Waya.
Kaparwa,
Kaparwa.
Waya,
Waya.
Abadwa,
Abadwa.
Waya,
Waya.
Da'aiwa,
Da'aiwa.
Kaya,
Kaya.
Atha,
Atha.
Shamka,
Shamka.
Yahawa,
Yahweh.
Labadka,
Labadka.
Aliyawan,
Aliyawan.
Al, Call,
Call.
Haratazah.
Haratazah.
In English, keep not thou silence, O God.
Keep not thy silence, O God.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still, O God.
And be not still, O God.
For lo,
For lo,
thine enemies make a tumult.
thy enemies make a tumult.
And they that hate thee
And they that hate thee
have lifted up the head.
have lifted up the head.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
They that take crafty counsel against thy people.
And consulted against thy hidden one.
And consulted against thy hidden one.
They have said,
They have said,
Come,
Come,
and let us cut them off from being a nation.
let us cut them off from being a nation.
That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
That the name of Israel be known and remembered.
For they have consulted together with one consent.
For they have consulted together in one consent.
They are confederate against thee.
That is against thee.
The tabernacles of Edom.
The tabernacles of Edom.
And the Ishmaelites.
And the Ishmaelites.
Of Moab.
Of Moab.
And the Hagarine.
And the Hagarine.
Gebal.
Gebal.
And Ammon.
And Ammon.
And Amalek.
And Amalek.
The Philistines.
The Philistines.
With the inhabitants of Tyre.
With the inhabitants of Tyre.
Assur is also joined with them.
Assur is also joined with them.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
Salah.
Salah.
Do unto them as unto the Midianites.
Do unto them as the Midianites.
As to Sisera.
As to Sisera.
As to Jabin.
As to Jabin.
At the brook of Kison.
At the brook of Kison.
Which perished at Endor.
That perished at Endor.
They became as dung for the earth.
They is turned down to the earth.
Make their nobles like Oreb.
That is nobles like a red.
And like Zed.
And like shed.
Yea.
Yea.
All the princes as Zabak.
All the princes as Sabbath.
And as Zalmunna.
As Ramun.
Who said.
Let
us take to ourselves the houses of God in possession.
Let us take to ourselves the houses of God in possession.
On my power.
On my power.
Make them like a wheel.
Make them like a wheel.
As the stubble before the wind.
As the thunder before the wind.
As the fire burneth on wood.
As the fire burneth on wood.
And as the flame setteth the mountains on fire.
As the same set the mountains on fire.
So persecute them with thy tempest.
So persecute them with thy tempest.
And make them afraid with thy storm.
And make them afraid with thy storm.
Fill their faces with shame.
Fill their faces with shame.
That they may seek thy name.
That they may seek thy name.
O Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Let them be confounded in trouble forever.
Let you be confounded in trouble forever.
Let them be put to shame and perish.
Let them be put to shame and perish.
That men may know that thou,
that men know now,
whose name alone is Yahweh,
his name alone is Yahweh,
art the most high over all the earth.
Art the most high over all the earth.
Start that again. Art the most high over all the earth.
Art the most high over all the earth.
Blessed are you, Yahweh.
Blessed are you, Yahweh.
King of heaven and earth.
King of heaven and earth.
And all things living.
and all things living.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Listen to us now.
Listen to us now.
Right now.
Right now.
Send evils and curses.
Send evils and curses.
And punishment and destruction.
And punishment and destruction.
To the heathen.
To the heathen.
That speak against us.
That speak against us.
Thy prophets.
Thy prophets.
The teachers.
The teachers.
The princes.
The princes.
The priests.
The priests.
The Israelite brothers.
The Israelite brothers.
And the school.
And the school.
Send evils and curses.
Send evils and curses.
And punishment and destruction.
And punishment and destruction.
To the heathen.
To the heathen.
And shake loose.
And shake loose.
The treasure of the rich of Israel.
The treasure of the rich of Israel.
That refuse to give to the school.
That refuse to give to the school.
Force their riches.
Force their riches.
To enter to thy sanctuary.
To enter to thy sanctuary.
Send evils and curses.
Send evils and curses.
And punishment and destruction.
And punishment and destruction.
To the Edomites.
To the Edomites.
And the nation.
And the nation.
And the drug dealers.
And the drug
The
dealers.
court system.
The
prison system.
The prison system.
Planned Parenthood.
Planned Parenthood.
All the governments of our enemies.
All the governments of our enemies.
Amalek synagogues and armies.
Amalek synagogues and armies.
Roman Catholic Church.
Roman Catholic Church.
The Pope.
The Pope.
Islam.
Christianity.
Egyptology. Militia. Ku Klux Klan. Aryan Nation. Skinheads. Posse Comitatus. The gay movement. The lesbian movement. Spies. Workers of witchcraft. NASA space program. Army. Navy. Air Force. Marines. Wall Street. Open up the internet. And the airwaves. Cable access channel. And the radio channel. Convict the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us and bring swift destruction to all the heathen that stand in the way or try to stop us from broadcasting your words throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues. Cause them to go to and fro through the earth and consume them. Let the plague shake the house of the thief. I don't know if we can say this anymore. And the unaliver. Salaki.
No, we're not live though.
We are.
Oh, we are all Salaki.
We are. Let
Yahushua,
Michael and Gabriel, come down with the flying saucers, and punish all the heathen that come up against us as we speak thy word. Cause it to be known by all that it's the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread through the media throughout the whole world. Cause them to shake it that coming. In the name of Yahushua. Thank you always. So be it. So out to the front.
You fix that, Pa? You fix that mic. The mic.
Shabium, be seated. Shalom Israel, Yahweh Shimi Yahushua, Barakatah to the brothers, Yahweh Shemar Latam Shimi Yahushua to the sisters. We are the ISUPK, the Israelite School, Universal Practical Knowledge. Slakia, Kala. Could you name these real quick?
Sure.
Established in 1969, 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. We are led by Commander General Yohana. We are not affiliated with. We are not affiliated with any other organization. We are coming to you live. ISUPK Milwaukee Sabbath service. Just be a little easy, a little clear. Blurry or small? I'll take a walk. To repeat, we are not affiliated with any organization. ISUPK stands alone in this truth. We are the home of the truth, the defenders of the faith. Every other organization that you see out there that counts themselves an Israelite came from here in one form or another. They started with the UPK, broke up because of their pride and some petty disagreement that they could not resolve with their brotherhoods, with their brothers. Like they did not exercise brotherhood. They took it upon themselves to create an offshoot that created an offshoot that created yet another offshoot. And now you got color coordinated organizations out there. And all these vibrant, beautiful colors for whatever purpose. They all got it from 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York.
That's right.
So now we are coming to you, Milwaukee Sabbath service. We're going to be starting in Genesis chapter 8, verse 13. We're going to finish off the 8th chapter, and then we're going to break into the 9th chapter. We're going to start off reading in the Hebrew, as is our custom, our native tongue. And then we're going to transfer that into the English, or it's like to translate that into the English. And soon we're going to start integrating Spanish into this too. That we can hold, right now we're more or less hosting a bilingual class, so that we can host a trilingual class. So whenever the brother is ready, in Hebrew, Genesis chapter 8, starting at 13. It's like starting at 12. Let me just double check. I think we might. Yeah, verse 13. Select. Wayahawa. Wayahaya. Say that again. Wayahaya. Wayahaya. Ba'akhaya. Baya. Bakahata. Baka. Skip it there. Khata. Baya khata. It's close. Ba'akhata. Pretty much at that first time, just you're giving me like a hard ha instead of kha. Ba'akhatha.
Bayakata. Ba'akata. Ma'awata. That I was gonna get cut off at the end. Ma'awa. 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 Sanaha. Just be Shana. Bawa Asha. Bawa Shawana. Shawan. Yep. Again, at the end, most of the times, not every time, but at the end of the word, that vowel sound is gonna drop off. So it's gonna give the consonantal value sound. Not every time, but most of the time. Type the whole word together. You following along with it tonight? What's that? So, I mean, we got a small one. Is that the website? Sure. Suit yourself. Shawan. Shawan. Bawa Ashawan. Yeah. Bawa Ashawan. Bawa Ashawan. Bawa Ashawan.
Ba'awakad.
Say it again.
Ba'akad.
Yep. Just put it all together, smooth it out.
Ba'awakad. Ba'awakad.
There's no wa.
Ba'akad.
Yep. Just like our captain of Cod. Ba'akad.
Ba'awakad.
There's no wa.
Ba'akad.
Yep. It's like captain of Cod.
Rosh. Rasha.
You're saying you're giving it an R pronunciation. It's not an R. It's not a rock. Hey, shalom, huh?
Shalom.
And next time before you come down, throw your garment on.
How you want all for beyond?
Yeah. Yeah, Sabbath service, yeah. Yeah.
I ain't know you said.
All right, no sweat, no sweat. We're here now. Hold on. We're good.
Lakadash.
There you go.
Lakadash.
Yep.
Kara. Kawabadwa. Kawabadwa.
There's no dot. There's no dot.
Ka'abawa.
Say that again.
Ka'abawa. Kabadwa.
There's no dot.
Ka'abawa. Ka'abawa.
One more time.
Ka'abawa.
There's no
Ka'abawa.
It sounds like you get that backwards. Karabawa.
Ka'abawa.
There's no I.
Hmm?
There's no I. It sounds like you're saying Karabawa. Karabawa.
Ka'abawa.
Again, it sounds like you're skipping the rock.
Karabawa. 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 Hamaya. Hamayam. Hamayam.
Yep.
Ma'ile.
Oh, so this is gonna be one of the cases where the vowel sound gets pronounced.
Ma'ile. Ma'ile.
It's like Qual. Could you turn that fan down to 2, please? Aspect. The what?
Ratiza. Hamaratiza.
Smooth it out.
Ratiza.
Haratiza.
Haratiza. Wayama.
No. The ma's never gonna look like that until it's like the end of the word. Then it's gonna have a similar effect, but
Wayasar. Wayasar.
mm-hmm.
Wayasar. Nakha. Nakha.
knock. And again, that's Noah in the Hebrew, just like our officer knock out there in Philly. Knock yourself out, TV.
Knock.
Yep. Knock.
Out the
That's just gonna be off.
off. Athma. Athmaka. Athma.
Makasa.
Athma Makaza.
Ak. It's like Af. Makasa.
Athmakaza.
It's like I don't know if it's coming off like I'm saying Z, but it's a sa. Makasa.
Makasa. Hatha Baha. Hatha Baha.
And again, most times, not every time, but most times that ha is gonna be silent at the end of the word. So it'll get like kind of like a breath at the end of it. So hathaba.
Hatha Bah. Waya Raf. Ra'af.
There's no th.
Waya Ra'af.
There's no th.
Ra'af.
Smooth it out.
Waya Ra'af.
Are you still saying a th at the end?
A little bit.
Yeah, no th.
Waya Ra'af.
Yeah, we got right.
Waya Ra. Waha. 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 Nahas. Wahayah. 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 Wahayah.
There's no ya.
Waha. Na. Ha.
Wah, nah.
Wahana. Kha. Ra. Bu. Kha. Ra. Bu. Z. Kha. Ra. Bu. Wa. Kha. Ra. Bu. Wa.
Smooth it all out.
Kha. Ra. Bu. Wa.
So that's the word.
Kha. Ra. Kha. Ra. Bu. Wa. Kha. Ya. Bu. Ra. Kha. Ya. Bar. Kha. Ra. Bu. Wa. Kha. Ya. Bu. Kha. Bar.
Corral. Just
Kha.
like you good. I'm still deciding. I might be skipping him. You brought your reading glasses though?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you coming up. Corral. Good.
yes, sir. Because I'm trying to follow it.
We are in verse 8, or verse 13. Towards the end.
13.
Yep.
Punaya.
Punya.
Punya. The ma ma ha the ma ma
Ha'adam. Again, that H is going to kind of drop off at the end.
Hayadam.
Ha'adam.
Ha'adam.
Now, clap it up for the brother. Just to continue in the Hebrew, verse 14. Wabachadash, Hashanya, Shabai, Waisharium, Yawam, La Kadash, Yabashah, Ha'aratizah, verse 15. We got the bar, Allahayim, Oh, Nak, La Amor, verse 16. Tazah, Manah, Hathabah, Atha, Washathak, Wabanyak, Wanashya, Banyak, Athak, verse 17. Ko, Hakiyah, Ashar, Athak, Makor, Bashar, Baiwak, Wababa Hama, Wabakor, Haramash, Al, Haratazah, Khiyatazah, Athak, Washaratazah, Baratazah, Wapara, Wapara, Warabwa, Al, Haratazah, verse 18. Wayatazah, Nak, Wabanyuwa, Washathwa, Wanash, it's like Wanashya, Banyawa, Athar, verse 19. Ko, Hakiyah, Ko, Haramash, Wako, Haiwak, Ko, Rawamash, Al, Haratazak. Lamasha Pakathium. It's like Lamasha Pakathiaham. Yatazawa. Mana. Hathabah. So that's the first 7 verses in Hebrew. We're going to switch it over to the English. From Genesis chapter 8, 13 through 19. Whenever you're ready.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 8, and verse 13. And it shall come to pass in the 601st year, in the first month, the first day of the month, the waters were dried up from off the earth.
So when we read last year, Noah had sent out the raven, he sent out the dove. Dove came back with the olive branch. He sent out the dove again, and it never came back because it found dry land. Yeah. Oh, shit, I forgot how small this one
This one.
It's locked on. We're
Good.
on chapter 8. Verse
Chapter
16.
8, verse 13. Everybody got that?
And Noah removed the covering of the ark, and looked, and behold, the face of the ground was dry. Verse 14. And in the second month, on the 7th and 20th day of the month, was the earth dried. Verse 15. And God spake unto Noah, saying, verse 16, go forth of the ark, thou and thy wife, and thy sons wives with thee. Verse 17, bring forth with thee every living thing that is with thee, of all flesh, both of fowl and of cattle, and of every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth, that they may breed abundantly in the earth.
We're just talking about the repopulation of the animals that were saved during that time from that region. Going and you know, again, this was clean and unclean. Just because an animal is unclean don't mean it's evil, it's not wicked, it's not blasphemous, it's just not fit for human consumption. That's all that is. Keep going.
And be fruitful and multiply upon the earth.
And then that's talking about Noah and his sons and their wives and his wife. Keep it moving, like, you know what I'm saying? Let's get it back to the good old days when, you know, mankind was living and thriving. Keep going.
Verse 18. And Noah went forth, and his sons, and his wife, and his sons' wives with them. Verse 19. Every beast, every creeping thing, and every fowl, and whatsoever creepeth upon the earth after their kinds, went forth out of the ark.
Not that complicated. Kalal, you had some?
Hey, sir, I wanted to ask a question. So at the end of 17, and it says, and be fruitful and multiply upon the earth, right? Isn't that the same as, like, go out and make kids and
Make babies.
Come.
The good old-fashioned way.
come?
And it's beautiful in the Lord's sight, man. Every other way is weird.
Yeah.
Not to say, listen, if this is in no offense to, for lack of a better term, test tube babies. I know it's kind of messed up. But, you know, that child has no choice in how they were born. Their parents didn't have the continence maybe to honor the old ways. Again, maybe they were like the Christian church and sex is nasty. Can we even say that word?
I mean, I use the word intercourse often.
Intercourse, relations,
Yeah.
coitus.
Of course.
Yeah.
So nobody can flag you.
Right. You gotta be so careful nowadays. Everybody's so sensitive. So sensitive they can't even have babies right. Now that child had no say in how they were gonna get born. Just like any female that was abused and as a result, became pregnant. That child had no say. You could alter that child's life, for the positive or the negative. They ain't gotta know that their father was that type of guy. They ain't gotta know that that's how they came into the world. You ain't gotta tell them none of that. You don't want to keep the baby, that's fine. UPK will take it. If they're a brother or a sister. Otherwise, there's a lot of orphanages out there, a lot of foster homes out there. Some of them are actually legit too. You gotta vet them too, but that's also why it's important for women to have a head over them, to listen to their father. It's important to have the father in the house. If they ain't got a father, listen to your big brother. You ain't got a big brother, you better listen to your uncle. If your uncle's the perpetrator, man, listen. You better talk to somebody about that.
Let it be known.
Let it be known, absolutely. Don't let that slide, good?
Slide, that's what I got to turn.
You're right. I got you. Good?
But no, because they're saying that they're replacing, the alphabet community is sitting there trying to replace the woman's, reproductive parts. And
with what?
They're calling it not a woman's, natural.
Right. What are they trying to replace it with?
I mean, they're trying to say that it's not a natural thing for a woman to be a woman.
What?
Yes. I read it. It's on TikTok.
Send me that article or wherever you got that from. That don't make no damn sense. Good?
They call it a bonus hole.
There you go.
So then when a dude decides to get that operation and they got a gash in between their legs now, what's that supposed to be? Are they adding a bonus hole then?
That's what I was thinking.
Listen, that's sick. That is sick. That is unnatural. And they're teaching our kids this stuff in school.
Okay.
That's supposed to be normal?
Okay.
Good night.
Yeah,
it's like good.
And other one, it ain't no baby that gonna produce all of that
At all. Like I've heard some horror stories about dudes who had that transition, and like they gotta constantly like an ear piercing or something like that. You gotta constantly keep that thing open, otherwise it's gonna close up on you.
okay. It's a scar.
It's an open wound. It is an open wound. It is a gash in your body. Got that show shy? Good.
I mean, they got the people with the alternative lifestyle coming in and teaching kindergarten.
Yeah, drag too. And drag, reading the little nap time stories. Yeah.
But yeah, so from a young age, they're sitting there telling them like, hey, look, woman is not natural. That's just a bonus.
That's crazy.
So it's okay for you to do this. Like even if you look at some of their school books that they read into in the libraries, it's actually showing what grown people are supposed to do.
I want to see how they're trying to justify that it's not being natural.
I do too.
I don't know what could be more natural than a man and a woman.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, somebody must have did them dirty when they were kids, man. To have a disdain for that. I mean, how else did we get to that point then? Even if you want to talk about evolution just no. Good.
So like other countries are banning. They say in the U.S. is with that. You want jail, prison.
Like I've heard some things like in Africa and I think even Korea, like they taking a hard stance on that. Yeah, they ain't playing that shit.
They ain't playing Russia too.
In Russia too?
America's pushing that agenda. So.
Yeah. Which means NATO is pushing that agenda. Yeah. That's crazy, man. That is absolutely crazy. All right, so like continue. Yeah, all right, so making babies. Making babies the old-fashioned way, just like the animals would do it.
Okay.
It's the same way that we were designed. Good?
You could use that also in the breakdown as like what sex is according to the Bible. It's like what intercourse is according to the Bible.
As far as what?
To break it down. You know what I'm saying? Where it told him to go forth and be fruitful and multiply.
Yeah, and then again, the same way that it said in the garden, after they had created man, be fruitful and multiply, take dominion over the earth.
Okay.
Yeah, you especially back then, they had no you couldn't get intravenous artificially inseminated.
Okay.
You couldn't do that back then.
Oh, so.
Yeah, you had to do it the old school way, how our forefathers did, how their forefathers did it. That's how you make babies. And this LGBT community, this alternative lifestyle community, they're so hell bent on promoting that way of life without, as they would call cis men and women. You're not even gonna have the chance to train people up to be alternative lifestyle. Like they're trying to cut off the population. That community is promoting death and the extermination of the human race. Yeah. That's what they promote in spirit. Some of them, like they know what the hell they're doing too. And again, something tragic must have happened to them for them to take such a diligent stance on that way of life. The Lord be with them, because we ain't gonna be. When it pops off, listen, man, y'all better have a change of heart real quick. I mean, real damn quick. All right, keep going. That was the end of 19, actually. Yeah, you read that. All right, to the men up here, I'm Magum. Next priest, brother, we can go with you. Prevent that registry. So we start off here. Magum, or Magum Shabbat. Your registry, you can say Kowal Shabbat.
Kowal Shabbat.
Ban Yahawda.
Ban Yahara.
Ban Yahawda.
Ban Yahara. Howda.
Yeah, yep. Ban Yashala.
Ban Yashala. Kowal Shabbat. Ban Yahawda. Ban Yashala.
Hey, you come to Ahmad. Barak. Yahweh Shem Yashab Barakatah.
Yahweh Shem
Hold on.
Yashab.
Let him go first.
Yahweh Hashem Yahushua.
Barakatham.
Barakatham.
Yahweh Shem Yashab Barakatah. And now he's going to exit. Step up here. Form up half a glass.
You said half, right?
Yeah. Hold on. Not yet. Now turn on.
Yahweh Shem Yashab Barakatah.
Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakatah.
No. Turn south to the front. It's like in your right hand. With the glass.
Oh, that's what I did.
La Yashala.
La Yashala.
Put it back. Sabi, be seated. Please. I give him the Tanakh. So you're going to be reading in the Hebrew, Genesis chapter 8, starting at verse 20.
Which one?
So what sound?
That's why it might be easier. So that one's clearer. It's smaller, but that's clearer.
Yeah.
You can just that.
This is a mixture where I'm looking for that line right there. I don't see it.
You looking for
That first letter.
Yeah.
That first letter.
Why?
So all of these line up.
Oh, they line up.
So that's ba, ga,
Okay.
da.
Okay. So, okay. That's why. Why? Why ya? Why ya?
Mm-hmm.
Why ya ba? Why ya ba?
Why you get ba?
Why ya ba? Why ya ba?
Close. Finish it
Why?
up.
Why ya ba? Why ya baza? What?
No.
Why ya?
So now this you're not gonna be as familiar with.
Why ya baha? Say why
That-
twice?
No.
Oh.
No, because if you look at it, stuff. You get the Y. You get the Y there. It's a Y. Now that looks a lot like it,
Yeah, but it's not.
but it's not the same. So now there's another one on here that's gonna look a lot like it, but it's not the same. It's gonna be taller. But let him try to figure it out.
Why ya ba now?
Very close. You got all the characters right. So the pronunciation is why you bond.
Why ya ba? Okay. Why ya ba?
At the end, all right. So these down here, at the end of the word, you're gonna see these forms of its counterpart up top. So at the end of the word for tazah, you're gonna see this form of it. At the end of the word for na, here na,
Yeah.
you're gonna see that form of it.
Okay.
Ma, ka,
Okay.
at the end. So it's important now. All of these four, they're going to be taller than the rest of the characters. As you can see with the ma and the na here, or the na and the ma here, that's taller than it. Otherwise, it would normally be about that same size as the rest of these are with each other.
Okay.
So it's important to keep that in mind. What falls in at the end, even though it might look like the wa or the za.
Okay.
But this is why we got the Lashawan Kodash classes. We got them recorded. You can either come in live or you're going to have to review. If you start with the ones that I did here in Milwaukee, we're starting at the very beginning, the very basics of it. So that'll give you a better introduction. Most of the other schools have been established, so they're already on to, prepositions, pronouns, prefix, suffixes, common words. We're starting off with the basics.
Okay. Get on that. Sir.
So why you bond?
Why you why you bond? Why you bond? God?
Nope.
It ain't God.
Nope.
Ba.
Nope.
God. It ain't one of these two.
No. Keep going down the line. Find the match. Don't worry about down there. This is the handwritten form of this.
Okay. Nah.
Yep.
Nacha.
You got the right character. It's gonna be pronounced knock.
Knock.
Knock. This is Noah in the Hebrew.
Okay.
And again, we got a brother officer knock out there in Philly. That knock yourself out TV. Knock.
Knock. Nah. It ain't the same. Third the same. Oh no, it's a little different.
You're just looking at one part of that character.
Oh. Cha?
And it's not pronounced with a CH like that. It'd be ka.
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 That's the right word?
Like Captain Haktazar.
Yeah.
Tazar Yak.
Okay.
Haktazar. Captain Akkad.
Ka.
Ka. Ka.
Ka.
Yak. Yak.
Okay.
Yak.
Ka.
Haktazar.
Okay.
Akkad.
Ka. Kawa? Kawa? Name what?
Where are you? Where are you over here?
This word right here.
Reading from the right to the left.
Did this one, did that one right here.
Yeah, reading from the right to the left.
Oh, okay. Kaza?
You got the Z right, but that's not it. It doesn't start off with a K.
Is this right here? Right?
For that second character, yes, but not the first character.
So this is not this right here, both together.
Yeah. So like our characters, like they don't run together like that. Like how you would do cursive,
Yeah.
Connect things are connected. That's just gonna be one character. It's not like Chinese where they write like 5 lines and that's like a whole word.
Okay. We'll start off is ka.
Nope.
Ka.
Nope.
They don't start with that. Nope. I thought you said that Tazariak and Captain.
Yeah, but that's not that first character.
Our first character.
What you're looking at there does not look like that.
Nah. Doing this first character like a 2. Like a 2.
That don't look like a 2.
A little bit like a 2.
I don't see how you getting a 2 out of that.
Well, you getting ka. cut,
Not cut.
Show me this. It's down. Ma. Oh,
Compare.
Ma. I'm comparing. Yeah, you're right. Constant. Ma. Okay. Ma what?
You had it right that first time around. That was a za.
Za. Ma za? Mazaka?
You're skipping one character. Or I should say, more accurately, you're confusing that one. So that's the one that we're on.
Okay.
You're pronouncing this. Now they look very similar, absolutely. But you got to look at the differences.
See it.
Ba. Ba. Find the ba. Ba.
Ba. Right there.
Now look at it.
Yeah. That's the sound.
Yeah, you're going to take this home with you and you're going to write this. You're going to write both of these.
They all look similar. Some of them look real similar.
And then we go over that in class. We go over that in class. How to differentiate them.
So I'm on that 1, 2, 3. I'm on a 4.
You're still on the third.
On the third.
A couple more seconds with it. Mazabak. Clap it up for the brother. Is this your first time reading Hebrew?
Yeah.
It gets tricky. More practice, you'll get more familiar with it, you get more comfortable with it.
All look similar.
And we'll go over that in class too. What time you got to work on Friday?
Friday, 8:30. I'm off one job. I work overtime for the van.
Gotcha.
I'm leaving. I'll be there 8:30 to get the machine running.
Again, you can always check it out online. Otherwise, you can come and check out the physical class. That might do you a little bit more good, but otherwise, take this home, practice it, write it, rewrite it. Get familiar with it.
So what time your class done?
6.
That's where I work from here.
Yeah, shit. I mean, normally we go about 2 hours, so 6 to 8.
Oh, see that? I can make that.
And then even if you can't stay for the full 2 hours, if you got to leave at like 7:30, 1:45 or something like that, that's fine.
I'm worried down the street. I can do that.
Okay, bet.
I need things. So.
All right, we'll start seeing you on Fridays.
You are.
We need to start seeing more people on Fridays too.
That. If I do difference in letters, I'll be better.
Yep.
I don't know.
And then that's just the initial struggle. To be able to identify them, good.
So I can say, even so, we're starting to have 2 brothers that's supposed to be on Shamar in all classes now. So even if nobody wanted to show up, they still got to show up for Shamar anyway. So
Okay.
yeah, I'm ready to do the class with you anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I really do need more practice on it.
I mean, a lot of us we even are a little bit more familiar with. We Sunday practice with. I mean, we're learning whole new words and a whole new language to us. It should be more natural. Like, that'd be nice, but we're unfamiliar. We're detached from our culture. So now we're struggling and stuttering over these unfamiliar characters, which again, it's understandable. That's why we got the class. That's why we take our time with it. And if you're not going to practice daily or weekly, at least, even jumping in on the Friday classes, Sabbath service is going to be your session. That's going to be your class. And you're going to have to learn it the harder way. You're going to struggle with it more in public as we go live with it. All right, so just to pick up where the brother left off, we're in verse 20. All right. La Yahweh wa Yaquak Makal Habahama Hataraha. It's like Hataraha Wamakal Haiwa Hatahawa. It's like Hatahawa. Just like our captain Tahawa. Hatahawa. Waya'al. Ilat. Mazabak, verse 21. Wayarak, Yahweh, Ath, Rayak. Hanyaka, Hanyaka, Wayama, Yahweh, O, Labwa, La'a, Asak. La Kolo, Yawad, Af, Hadama, Baibuwa, Hadam, Kaya, Yatazar. It's like our officer, priest, and officer 5,000 out there in our headquarters, Yatazar. That brother that's doing all that mighty work in Haiti. $ in Cash App, $ UPK Haiti. I believe it is. That is it. If anybody wants to make a donation to the cause for Haiti, because they're going through some turmoil between Haiti and the DR, between Levi and Simeon. They're having some problems because some foreign, some heathen bastard who's the president of that country, is causing problems between the brothers. And they need a lot of relief, just like we need out here in Milwaukee, just like they need out there in all the ghettos. They ain't no different from us. We can't forget about them brothers.
That's right.
So UPK Haiti, $ Cash App, $ UPK Haiti. Show them brothers some love. Yatazar, Labah, Hadam, Ra'ai. Mana Ayawa. Wala'a, Asaf, Iwad, Lahakwa, A, Ko, Kaya, Kashar, Aishathya. Verse 22. I, Ko, Yamya, Haratazah. Zorai, Wakwatazaya. Wakwa. Wakam. Wakwayataza. Rock slightly. Wakarakwa. Wayawam. Walayalaha. La'a. Yashabathwa. On the verse, or it's like chapter 9, verse 1. Waya Barak, Alahayim, Ath, Nak, Wa'ath, Banyawa, Wayamar, Laham, Parwa, Warabua, Wamala Awa, Wamala Salaki, Wamala Awa, Ath, Haratazah, verse 2. Wamawarakam, Wakathakam, Yahaya, Ab, Kol, Chayath, Haratazah, Wa'ab, Kol, Iwak, Hashamayam, Bakol, Ashar, Tharamash, Hadama, it's like Wabakol, Dagiyah, Hayam, Bayarakam, Nathanawa, verse 3, Kol, Ramash, Ashar, Hawa, Chaya, Lakam, Yahaya, La'akala. It's like our brother here, preaching also 50 Kala. La'akala. Kayarakwa. Aisha, Aishaba. Nathathia. Lakam. Ath. Kol. Verse 4. Ada, it's like Aka, Bashar, Banyapashua, Damwa, La'a, Thakalawa. That's those 7 verses. We're gonna read this back in the English. So in Genesis chapter 8, verse 20, all the way through chapter 9, verse 4. So starting at Genesis chapter 8 through 20, let them know where we at.
Genesis chapter 8, verse 20. And Noah builded an altar unto the Lord, and took every clean beast and every clean fowl, and offered burnt offerings on the altar.
Now, he didn't take every literal animal that was on the ark and burnt them all. He's just saying that he took of the clean beast and of the unclean, or it's like of the clean beast and fowl, and made a burnt offering. He didn't save all these animals just to kill them all in a burnt offering. Keep going.
Genesis chapter 8, verse 21. And the Lord smelled a sweet savor, and the Lord said in his heart, I will not again curse the ground anymore for man's sake.
Now, saying that he's just not going to punish mankind. He's not going to, how would I say it? He ain't going to punish the earth and the beasts on the earth because of the crimes that man did. Now, this next time around when he got to wipe the slate clean again, you know, we're not going to be building a fireproof ark or nothing like that this time. It's going to be as a result of what man is doing that's going to end up killing all the animals off if it's like that again. It's not going to be the Most High destroying everything under the sun, and because of what we did, he's not going to punish all the fowls of the air, the creatures in the sea, every creeping thing because of what we had done. Keep going.
Genesis chapter 8, verse 21. For the imagination of a man's heart is evil from his youth.
They got trained up like that. They were exposed to something contrary to the Most High laws. Keep going.
Neither will I again smite any more everything living as I've done.
Keep going.
Genesis chapter 8, verse 22. While the earth remaineth seed time and harvest, and cold and heat, and summer and winter, and day and night shall not cease.
You're just going to keep the seasons moving as they always had prior to. All right, so chapter 9.
Genesis chapter 9, verse 1. And God blessed Noah and his sons, and said unto them, be fruitful, and multiply, and replenish the earth.
The old-fashioned way. Keep going.
Verse 2. And the fear of you and the dread of you shall be upon every beast of the earth, and upon every fowl of the air, and upon all that move upon the earth. Upon all that moveth upon the earth, and upon all the fishes of the sea, into your hand, and they delivered.
And this is going back to when we were given that ordinance of taking dominion over the land. You know, the Most High ain't gonna wipe all these animals out again, but they're gonna be delivered into our hands. We're gonna be the ones gathering them, capturing them, killing them, or unaliving them, eating them, consuming them. Keep going.
Genesis chapter 9, verse 3.
You can just say verse 3.
Okay, verse 3. Okay. Every moving thing that liveth shall be meat for you.
So now again, everybody wants to talk about how we were initially vegans. Even if that's how the case was in the garden, even though that's not what the Bible says, right here it's clearly saying that every moving thing that liveth shall be meat for you. At first it said, you know, every green herb or every fruit bearing tree shall be meat for thee. That was not an instruction or order for veganism. It's just telling us that this is acceptable for our diet. Keep going.
Even as the green herb have I given you all things.
We are omnivores by nature. Keep going.
Verse 4. But flesh with the life thereof, which is the blood thereof, shall ye not eat.
We don't order our steak raw. Medium rare, there is a right and a wrong way to do medium rare. If you press that meat and you see them pink juices come out, that's not done properly. You can cook that without having to deal with that if you want medium rare or even medium. You just need an experienced seasoned chef for that. With that, with the men up at the table, Imagine. Next priest, present our registry.
What is it again?
So, Ayar,
Ayar,
Banyashika,
Banyashikar,
Banyashal.
Banyashala.
Ayar, Banyashika, Banyashala.
Now, Ahmad, Barak, salute.
Yahba Shim Yashar Brakatham.
Yahbashim Yahshabarakatah.
Now you exit. Okay. Just have.
Yahabashim Yashabarakatah.
Yahbashim Yahshabarakatah. It's on the right. La Yasha. Ya Yasha Allah. La Yasha Allah.
Now you can shop, you can be seated. Now we're gonna get the next 7 verses in the Hebrew. So we're starting Genesis chapter 9, verse 5. Verse 5 through 11.
Genesis 8.
9.
Ra'ah. Wa'ah.
Oh yeah, it was wild.
Wa'ama.
Nope.
Wa'ana. Wa'ala.
Talk up.
Wa'ah.
Shalak. Speak up. Speak up.
What is that? Ra? Then
Again, it's not on the same plane, it's not in the same line, the same size as the other characters next to it. So being able to see that should give you a better idea on what character that would be at the end of the word.
is that da?
Nope. The dough would be the same size as everything else.
So when it drops down, it's a different sound.
It's a different character completely.
Yeah. So it'll be. I hope they know the pronunciation of that.
That's a K. It's a ka. The end of the word.
So it's wa'aka.
Yep.
Wa'aka. Asha.
It's not a show.
Oh, sorry. Ata.
Right? And just the pronunciation on this will be ath. Most of the time, not every time, but most of the time, at the end of the word, that vowel sound drops off and it's just the consonantal vowel. Not every time, but most of the time.
Come. Ra'aka. It's not Rakama.
No.
Oh, it's duh. It's my Damaka. Damakama.
Close. Damakam.
Damakam.
Close. It's like it. Just for time's sake, clap it up for the brother. So, chapter 9, verse 5. Lana Pashat Yakam. Adarash. It's like Adarashah. Maya. Ko. Khaya. Adarashanwa. Wamayad. Hadam. Mayad. Ayash. Akayawa. Adarasha. Af. Napash. Hadam. Verse 6. Shapak. Shapak. Dam. It's like a Dama. Hadam. Ba'adam. Damwa. Yashapak. Kaya. Batazalam. Alahayam. Aisha. Af. Ha'adam. Verse 7. Wa'atham. Parwa. Warabwa. Sharatazal. Baratazak. Warabwa. Ba'a. It's like a Baha. Verse 8. Wayamal. Alahayim. Oh. Nak. Wa'al. Banywa. Athwa. La'amal. Verse 9. Wa'anya. Hananya. Makoyam. Ath. Barayathya. Athakam. Wa'ath. Zara'ikam. Zara'ikam. Akaryakam. Verse 10. Wa'ath. Ko. Napash. Hakiyah. Ashar. Athakam. Baiwak. Babahuma. Wabakal. Khiyath. Haratazak. Athakam. Makal. Yatazaya. It's like Yatazaya. Hathabah. Lakal. Khiyath. Haratazak. Verse 11. Wathapamak. It's like Wathapomathia. Ath. Barayathya. Athakam. Wala'ah. Yabarath. Ko. Bashar. Iwad. Mamiyah. Hamabawal. Wala'ah. Yahaya. Iwad. Mabwal. Lashakath. Ha'aratazak. So that's those last 7 that we're going to read in the Hebrew. We're going to transfer back over to the English. So Genesis chapter 9, starting at verse 5 through 11. Whenever you're ready, let them know yet.
You said chapter 5?
Chapter 9, verses 5 through 11.
95, right?
9 and 5.
Okay. All right, chapter 9, verse 5. And surely your blood of your lives will be required. Will I require. At the hand of every beast will I require it. And at the hand of man, at the hand of every man's brother, will I require life of man.
He is the author of life and death. Not even a bird drops out the sky without him say so. This is him taking authority over life and death. He's responsible for it no matter how it happens. Keep going.
Whoso sheddeth man's blood, man shall shed blood be shed, for in the image of God made he man.
So now, and again, the way that the Lord can take vengeance can come in many different ways. But murder is not allowed. If you are an unaliver, you shall be unalived. That's justice coming from the Lord. And you can't get mad at somebody if you unalive one of their family members, one of their loved ones, if they seek retribution. Can't get mad at that. Now again, we can't take matters into our own hand. We're not supposed to. Some people do. And they end up suffering the consequences as well. Keep going.
Verse 7. And you be Salakia. And you be ye fruitful and multiply. Bring forth abundantly in the earth and multiply therein.
Most High is the God of the living, not the dead. He doesn't want us to see us suffer like that. He wants us to prosper. He wants us to multiply. He wants us to have babies and have families. Keep going.
Verse 8. And God spake unto Noah and to his sons with him, saying, and I behold, I establish my covenant with you and with your seed after you, and with every living creature that is with you, of the fowl, of the cattle, and of every beast of the earth, with you for all that go out of the ark, and to every beast of the earth.
So now he is establishing a covenant with Noah and his family and with all the living creatures. You can find out that what covenant is, I believe, in 11. Keep going.
And I will establish my covenant with you. Neither shall all flesh be cut off any more by the waters of the flood.
That's the covenant that he's making. Nothing concerning the promise, the adoption, salvation, forgiveness, the kingdom, none of that. Just the fact that he ain't gonna kill everything off with a flood again. Keep going. It's like good.
Do the rainbow represent that?
Yes. And now in verse 12 it actually gets into that.
Okay.
But we're gonna say that for next week.
Okay.
But yes, that's what the rainbow is supposed to represent. Not what the hell they got it, flamboyantly prancing around with today. That's not what the rainbow was connected for.
It's like what it represents.
I guess we'll just kind of speed up for time's sake real quick. So that rainbow was the sign of the covenant the Most High made with Noah and his family, his sons and their wives, and all the beasts of the field, all the fish in the water, all the fowls of the air, all the creeping things, everything that liveth, that he was not going to destroy mankind or the all living creatures with the flood again. That's all that was.
Yeah, they had to take that out.
They had to, right? Because all these pretty colors, not knowing that was, that it's a holy sign. It's something that shouldn't be redefined to fit their needs. Keep going.
And verse 14.
Nope, still in 11.
Oh, Salaki. Verse 11. And I will establish my covenant with you. Neither shall all flesh be cut off any more by the waters of the flood. Neither shall there any more be flood. Flood to destroy the earth.
And that's it. So now you hear like tsunamis and earthquakes and hurricanes, tornadoes that are causing all types of mayhem. Some of them being distributed with water. That's not a contradiction about. He's not destroying the earth. At this time, when it was talking about that earth being destroyed, again, it's talking about that populace of man that corrupted everything in that region. All right, so that's these 7 verses in English. Join us next weekend, next Sabbath service. Again, starting at 10 a.m., where we're gonna go over the next set of 7 verses, and depending on who's all on the plate to come up and read. It depends on how many we're gonna go over. But for it's about that time. So with that, we'll close out with a salute. Men of Israel, Amadim. Men of Israel, Amadim Shabbat. Amadim, Barak.
Yahbashim Yahushua Barakatham.
Yad Matah. Shout to the sisters. Ahmad, you stand. Men of Israel, courtesy salute. Amadim Shabbat. Amadim, Barak. Yahushua Barakatham. Yad Matah. Dismissal.